Cowboys Nation? Figured you might like this NFL video from our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. You can check out all of our NFL videos at youtube.com/chatsportstv, in addition to our Cowboys videos right here.
Before I drop some knowledge on y'all, we have Nike NFL jerseys that have dropped under $80 for all NFL teams at chatsports.com/jersey deal. And Cowboys fans, if you think that Amari isn't leaving, prove it. Go get yourself an Amari Cooper jersey. And so that there's no excuses, I'm going to put the link in the comments and in the description. All right, let's get the show on the road. Where is Amari Cooper going to play in 2020? You're watching NFL Daily by Chat Sports, and I'm Mitchell Renz, and that's today's topic. Now, we already made a video, the top 25 free agents in the NFL, and Amari Cooper was our top wide receiver in 2020. If you're a loyal watcher of the show, you'll know that Amari Cooper's been a Raider and that he's been a Cowboy, and we've talked about him a bunch. A very, very talented wide receiver, and the fact that now he could be hitting the open market, it's intriguing. So we're going to give you our top 6 teams. Now, for those of you that think there's no way that Amari Cooper is leaving, Mike Freeman reported that NFL teams are starting to believe that he might not be back with the Dallas Cowboys. And when you go back and look at Amari Cooper's career, 2016 with the Oakland Raiders, 83 catches. That's coming off of a great rookie year where he had over 70 catches, over 1,000 yards. And then 2017, some drop issues, maybe some play concern. 2018, 2019, though, he's really found himself a nice home in Dallas. And from what it sounds like, that's where Amari Cooper wants to stay. So this is what Amari Cooper had to say yesterday. I love being a Dallas Cowboy. I love everything about it. I think about it every day. Just the aura of being a Dallas Cowboy, you can't beat it. I want to be a Cowboy for life. Now, that's great. He's talking, but you know what else talks? Money. And you're going to have to pay Amari Cooper a lot of money. And when I think about how much he could get, you got to almost put him in the conversation of a lot of these wide receivers like a Julio Jones, Michael Thomas. Now, I think that he's going to make more than Odell Beckham Jr. I think he's going to make more than Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans. But I don't know if he's going to make more than Michael Thomas. So I found this projected contract by CBS, and they project Amari Cooper to get 5 years, $95 million. It's nice. With an annual contract then of $19 million and a guaranteed $60 million. So what's the issue here? Amari Cooper, great young receiver. The Cowboys seem to want him. He wants to be a Cowboy for life. The issue? The Dallas Cowboys have a lot of free agents, and not just some free agents, but very good ones. Dak Prescott, in my opinion, the #1 free agent right now in the market. Amari Cooper, the #1 wide receiver right now in the market. Byron Jones, the #1 corner on the market. They have a lot of tough decisions to make, and with $77 million in cap space, and with half of it going to Dak Prescott, you got to figure out what you're going to do. And from what it sounds like, Dak's the #1 guy that they want to bring back. Amari Cooper's #2, but let's get something straight here, Cowboys. Time, it's running out. March 12th, 4 p.m. Eastern time, the deadline to use the franchise tag, and from what it sounds like, they want to use it on Dak Prescott, and this could really impact what they're going to do with Amari Cooper. But on March 12th, again, the deadline for players to vote on the new CBA, that could also greatly impact what's going to happen with the Cowboys and all their free agents. So today's show is all around where Amari Cooper is going to play in 2020. So for those of you that are watching this video on YouTube, you might get hit with an ad break. While the ad is playing, I want you to scroll on down and I want you to leave a comment, because this is what I'm going to pin on this video. Where will Amari Cooper play in 2020? My number 6 team for Amari Cooper destinations, it's the Buffalo Bills. The Bills defense, it's a Super Bowl ready defense, ready to rock and roll. The offense, on the other hand, needs a little bit of improvement. So last season, they scored 314 points. That was 23rd in the NFL. Passing the ball, 26th fewest yards with only 3,229, and 24th fewest passing touchdowns, 21. The defense is there. The running game, I think, is going to get a little bit better. You could even see the Bills add another running back in free agency. But the offense needs to get better through the air if you want to be able to compete with some of the top teams in the AFC. Now, if you want to build around your young quarterback in Josh Allen, I think John Brown had a great year. Cole Beasley's a solid dude out of the slot. Duke Williams, it's okay. But adding Amari Cooper to this young Bills team, I'm telling you what right now, it would have the New England Patriots shaking in their boots. Now, when Amari Cooper does re-sign with the Cowboys, I guarantee you we are going to be breaking it down for y'all right here on Chat Sports, youtube.com/chatsportstv. So turn on the notification bell, hit that subscribe button so you know exactly when we go live. My number 5 team here for Amari Cooper, it's the Arizona Cardinals. Now, it's time to bring a big piece for Kyler Murray, and Cooper, I think he could be that guy. I know the Cardinals head coach, Cliff Kingsbury, he really wants to throw the football down the field, and if you want to compete, and I'll say the hardest division in all of football, you need to go out and get more playmakers. I love Larry Fitzgerald. He's definitely a Hall of Famer, but when he's leading your team at this point in his career, that's not really what you're looking for in an offense. Considering the fact that you got to compete with the Seahawks, you got to compete with the 49ers, you got to compete with the Rams, there's definitely a big drop-off there for the Arizona Cardinals. It's one of the reasons why they had the #1 overall pick just 2 years ago. Now, I like Christian Kirk a lot. I think he's got a good upside. Andy Isabella, a wide receiver that I liked a lot in last year's draft, some good speed. But again, there's still, if you want to really air out the ball, like I know Cliff does with Murray, maybe adding a wide receiver like Amari Cooper would help out a bunch. So I know we have a lot of Cowboys fans that watch Chat Sports. So who's the best wide receiver in the NFL? I want you to throw it in the comments section. So if you see this video on our main Chat Sports channel, if you see it on our Cowboys channel, I want you to let me know who is the best wide receiver in the NFL. For me, I'm actually going to go with DeAndre Hopkins or Michael Thomas. Those are my top 2 guys. If you don't like me, you can find me down on my Twitter and Instagram. That's down below. The number 4 team, let's go to the Big Apple, shall we? The New York Jets. Sam Darnold, I think he's shown some signs of becoming a good quarterback. But the real important thing here is general manager Joe Douglas now gets his first off-season of running the show. And if he wants to make his presence felt, if he wants to make a name for himself in the New York media, why not go out and get a big-time receiver like Amari Cooper? Last offseason, the Jets spent a lot of money. Man, they were making it rain. Le'Veon Bell, C.J. Mosley. 2 years ago, they went out and got Tremaine Johnson. Now, I'll say this. Those they haven't really worked out. So maybe now we can get a splash. And speaking of splashes, if Robbie Anderson decides to go out and test the waters of free agency, which I think he's going to, and I'd be very surprised if he leaves, that leaves this Jets wide receiver depth chart looking very, very thin. Now, today's other sponsor, it's BetDSI, the internet's #1 sports book. If your wallet's looking a little thin, why don't you thicken it up a little bit? Get some girth to that bad boy. Go to chatsports.com/bet. You guys can bet on NBA, MLB, XFL, but if you want some free money in your pocket, go to chatsports.com/bet. You got to use that link and use the promo code NFL120. Gets you 120% deposit bonus. I'm high on life right now. Maybe it's just because we're going to the Mile High City. Number 3 on my list, it's the Denver Broncos. Back to the AFC West for Amari. Seems a little weird. If the Broncos, though, really want to set Drew Lock up for success, adding Amari Cooper, I think we can all agree, would be a very good idea, especially since this team started to play pretty well down the stretch. Won 4 of their last 5 games with Lock, and they need to continue to surround him with talent. And the other thing, if you're looking at the Chiefs, you're like, man, we need to be able to compete with them. Now, I like Deshaun Hamilton. I've liked him a lot since he came out of Penn State. Courtland Sutton had a great year this past season. But if you really want to make a solid wide receiver group, because let's be real, they did miss Emmanuel Sanders last year, Amari Cooper, Courtland Sutton, Deshaun Hamilton, that'd be a very, very dynamic wide receiver group. All right, the top 2 teams for Amari Cooper are the Philadelphia Eagles at number 2. Their cap space is 18th in the NFL, and let's be frank. If there is a team that needs wide receiver help more than anyone, it's the Philadelphia Eagles, and you need to start getting Carson Wentz some freaking talent around him, or else you're just going to waste them. And another thing, you're going to lose Alshon Jeffrey because he is an unhappy camper right now in Philadelphia. Like, that's just plain and simple. Alshon Jeffrey has never been able to work well with Carson Wentz. Played well with Nick Foles. Maybe you need to be able to get a #1 wide receiver for Carson Wentz so he doesn't have to just solely rely on his 2 solid tight ends. Nelson Aguilar, likely gone. Deshaun Jackson's been battling injuries really the last 2 seasons. And again, Alshon Jeffrey, I'm telling y'all right now, he is as good as gone. The #1 team for Amari Cooper, it shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. I mean, it's the Dallas Cowboys. This just makes the most sense. Amari staying in Dallas with Dak Prescott coming off a career year. He's going to fit well in Mike McCarthy's system, and I know Amari Cooper wants to be a Cowboy. And Stephen Jones has said, we want to keep both Dak and Amari, and I am still a believer that that is going to happen. Why? Because they want it to happen, and they have the money to do it. But realistically, I've watched Amari Cooper play with the Raiders, and I've watched him play in Dallas. It's two totally different players. Why? Because Amari Cooper wants to be a Cowboy. Look at this quote. I love being a Dallas Cowboy. I love everything about it. I think about it every day. Just the aura of being a Dallas Cowboy, you can't beat it. I want to be a Cowboy for life, and I believe him in that. I've watched Amari. I run the Raiders show, and I've seen how much different Amari Cooper is with the Cowboys. He seems to fit there. But if he does leave this team, it is really going to hurt their wide receiver depth because, again, you got Randall Cobb, who is also going to be a free agent. Now, who's going to have more wins in 2020? I know we have a lot of Cowboys fans that watch our shows here, but the Eagles did win the NFC East last year. So I want you to throw this in the comments section. Who's going to have more wins in 2020? If you think it's going to be the Dallas Cowboys, type C. If you think it's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles, type E. And if you want to bet on it, you can go to chatsports.com/bet. So I appreciate everyone who watches until the very end of our shows. So this is what I want you to do. If you haven't followed me on Instagram yet, hit me up. I'm at Mitchell Renz 365. But I want you to DM me Amari so I know that you watched to the very end of the show. Give me your thoughts, ideas on more episodes that we can do here at Chat Sports.